All the stages of my life you stood by me.
All the times I turn around, there you be.
Either hanging on for dear life
or shaking your head in delight.
All the stages of my life you stood by me.
There were times I thought for sure we were flying.
Other times I thought for sure we might die trying.
There were times that we spent falling.
Other times we had a ball in.
Times that I was sure that we would fly.
Somehow we faced the music and survived. Got to this stage still standing side by side. Whatever life was bringing,
we kept going, we kept singing.
Somehow we faced the music and survived. Never thought that we would make it to this stage.
Find so much to discover at this age.
But the best may yet be waiting. We'll be singing, celebrating. Never thought that we could make it to the stage. All the stages of my life you stood by me. All the disappointments and discoveries. I don't know what's waiting for us,
but I'll join you in the chorus.
All the stages of my life you stood by me. All the stages of my life you stood by me. All the stages of my life you stood by me. This will be that's the title of our next album. The last stand is called All the Stages of My Life, and it's going to be about 14 songs, and they're all on the literal stages and the figurative stages of a life. And one of the songs is this next song. It's the only song that I've ever written with a title that has punctuation in it. And this has a question mark and an exclamation point. So, looking back on all the bridges we both built and burned, all the things we lost and found, and all we had to learn, all the faces, all the places, all the stages we've gone through, all the stages, all the ages, all the changes, friend, who knew? Who knew that we'd be standing here today? Who knew that we would ever find this place? Tried and tempted, test the temper, trying to find our truth. That we would ever come this far, oh my old friend, who knew? I don't know if it was fate or chance, divine plan or design, somehow got us through the storms to where we are tonight. Broken places grow back stronger, more than once, then that was true. All the dreaming, all the scheming, all the demons, friend, who knew? Who knew that we'd be standing here today? Who knew that we would ever find this place? Tried and tempted, test the temper, trying to find our truth. That we would ever come this far, oh my old friend, who knew? There were times I thought surprise, somehow survived. Loose ends became the ties that bind. Look now, cross the great divide. Who knew that we'd be standing here today? Who knew that we would ever find this place? Tried and tested, tape and tested, trying to find our truth. That we would ever come this far, oh my old friend. Who knew?
Before we go any farther, I forgot this the first set. But happy birthday to my woodcutter, who's somewhere out here. I don't know. I won't mention his name. And he said, you cannot sing happy birthday to me. So I won't. Just to honor his wish. But happy birthday, Tom.
There we go. And this is a very special sunset moment. And I had one in August with my high school class of 65, Lewis and Clark High School, Spokane. And thanks, Ed. Thanks, Gene. And thanks, Frank. I explained, I wrote a bunch of songs for him. And it was, well, in fact, it was kind of interesting. There was, somebody called and they said, we're going to have a 57th high school reunion. And I thought, man, that's the silliest thing I'd ever heard. And then I realized it was 60 years since we formed as a class. And so I wrote a bunch of songs. I thought, this is perfect. I wrote a bunch of songs, this 3 years ago, and shared with them. And then I thought, well, I need to write a few about myself. And I realized that in high school, I could define my life, my career, that whole high school experience in 4 words: God, music, girls, and football. And then I realized more each day that those are the pillars that I built a life on. But they grew into different things. They grew from those 4 to faith and hope and love and family. And so this is this song I wrote for the class, and sing it to you today. Faith, hope, love, family, these inspire, they guide me. When lost, they find me and lead me home.
Faith, hope, love, family, these inspire, guide me. When we're lost, they find me and lead me home.
Faith, what we believe in.
Hope, what leads us on.
Love, what we hold most dearly.
Family,
What keeps us strong. Faith, hope, love, and family. These inspire, they guide me. When lost, they find me and they lead me home.
you are where I leave from.
Who I come back to.
You, the one I lean on.
You who makes each day brand new. Through faith, hope, love, family. These inspire, they guide me. When lost, they find me and they lead me home. Faith, hope, love, family. These
inspire, guide me when lost. They find me and they lead me home.
Now, we started working with these musicians 44 years ago. And Ted Brancato, he's there he comes. Where are you? Get the hell out of here. But he was a guy that said, you know, let's work extra on these songs. And I knew I'd met a special guy. So we worked extra on those songs, and then it was when we did the album Between Friends, and again, I think there's enough for everybody to bring one home out there, but we did it in front of a live audience, and my good friends Jim and Ann Owens were talking to some people I'd never met before, but I told Ted he could invite his parents to come to the studio, which they did. Well, that was his parents. And Frank, his dad, he said, you know, I grew up in New Haven. He just heard the old song, The Old Man. And he said, and you're one from Lewis and Clark High School. I was the last student body president of Abe Lincoln Parker. Well, Abe Lincoln Parker's daughter worked for him. And then all of a sudden they became family, and his whole family became family. And Frank and I played cribbage for 30 years every Tuesday. And he's been these guys have been great witnesses, but no better witness than Mike McCoy. And this, so we all need witnesses, and that's what this song's about. You're my witness to this journey, to the road that I am on. All the times when I was up, all the ways that I've been down. Yours the voice that I am hearing, yours the eyes that I can see. Where I go when I grow weary, faith enough so I believe. There's a story of the forest and the tree, I think, that fell. No one was there to hear it. Can we really tell? We all need a witness to the stories of our lives. I wanted to tell you I am grateful. You are mine. You're the keeper of my secrets. You're the guardian of my dreams. Safe there in your disappointments, safe there in your memories. Just to know that someone's watching, just to know that you are there. Awake and waiting in my garden, so alert, so aware. I've heard the songs and stories, make the sowing never die. Maybe I could live without you, but without you I'm alive. We all need a witness to the stories of our lives. I wanted to tell you I am grateful. You are mine. Ted Brancato. Here they come. And well, let's see. There's been a number of songs about family, and this one it kind of talks. I think it explains itself.
Just a little addendum to this song. For some reason, the Field of Dreams it's a song. It's a show that's repeated, and so I have a tendency to do the channel swim thing and go through movies as much as I can, and I'll see it's on, and I see there's only like 15 minutes left. I'm going, perfect. So I turn it on, and I know what's going to happen. I've seen it probably 10 times. So if you've all seen the movie, you know at the end of the show, all the ghosts, they all go back in the cornfield, except for Ray Liotta and the catcher. And Kevin Costner's over here with his wife. And so Liotta says, he's kind of the leader of the gang. He says, I'm going back with the boys. And so Costner gets ticked, and he goes, I built the field, why can't I come? And so he looks at him, and he says, build it, and he will come. And, Costner listens, and he kind of looks. He said, you ghost, come on. I need to go out there because I did this. And so Liotta stops, and he goes, build it, and he will come. And he looks at the catcher. I'm sorry, this gets me I shouldn't have said this because it gets me every time I do it. So Costner looks at him, and then he looks at the catcher. And Ray Liotta walks out in the cornfield. So Costner comes over toward the pitcher's mound while the catcher is gathering all his stuff. And Costner says, you catch a good game, Ray. And Ray looks at him. He says, thank you very much. Just keeps packing up his stuff. Kind of walks toward the cornfield, and Costner kind of looks at me and goes, Dad, you want to have a catch. And every time that happens, all these memories come flooding back about childhood. And so the two of them look at each other, and his dad says, I'd love to have a game of catch. And then that's what they do. They have this game of catch while, a gazillion cars come driving in. But just that moment when all of a sudden he sees his dad when his dad was younger, but there are things that I think of what could I have said to my dad? What could I say to my dad if I saw him today? And there's so many things. And so I just had to share that. I'm sorry. But anyway, it's great. So.
The song's originally written for Ed McCoy, Mike McCoy's dad. When my days are over and the race has been run,
turn my body to ashes, fly toward the sun.
Over the mountain, let those ashes go, down to the forest and the river below. I'll be part of the river that flows to the sea, part of the great waves that crash on the beach, part of the great clouds that thunder to shore. And I'll be a raindrop that falls in soul. And if you should ever be lonely for me,
look to the mountain, the river, the sea.
I'll be in the sunlight, alive in the storm, and I'll be a rose that waits to be born. I'll be part of the river
falls to the sea, part of the great waves crash on the beach, part of the great clouds, the thunder to show, and I'll be a raindrop that falls in the snow. Part of the rainbow comes with the sun, puts gold on the mountain where the great river runs. Part of the rainbow comes with the sun, puts gold on the mountain where the great river runs.
All right. You might want to say something about this. And you're doing the intro, Ted. But McCoy might say something.
I shouldn't, but I'll probably start crying if I do. I don't know how I'm going to say this, actually. There was a time in my life where I was not a nice person at all, in a number of ways. And I made some amends, but others I didn't. And I was married to Connie. Oh, I am married to Connie. Well, I'll tell you, it was close. Because you found out about things I was doing. So she went up on the hillside, up on the mountain, dropped to her knees, said, Lord, what do I do? And he said, well, number one, you trusted him and not me. And she heard it clear as day. So she came back home and said, you know, there's got to be a change, because if there's not a change, this is Thanksgiving weekend. She said, if there's not a change, I'm leaving. So I said, what do you want me to do? She says, well, you know, if you feel like it, get down to your knees and ask the Lord into your heart. And I figured, I can do that. And not thinking at that time, or thinking at the time, I say, that'll be okay, I'll just do that, and I'll go on my way. I'll do what I'm going to do. And, got down on my knees, asked the Lord in my heart, and instantly, and you may think I'm crazy, I don't know, but instantly there was a change, complete change. And I realized that I was on a pedestal, put there by myself. And I realized that I shouldn't be there, I should be way down here. So with the Lord, my wife, the kids, my job, friends, and then somewhere down there was me. And when that happened, when I started thinking like that, my whole life changed. I mean, literally, it was 180 degrees, where Pearson likes to talk about, well, a lot of people know you your first 30 years. It's great that we get to know you your second 30 years, as far as us being together. And that night probably saved my life, thanks to my wife. So, Connie, wherever you are, this is for you.
And just as added to that just a little bit, McCoy called me that Monday after Thanksgiving, and we had dinner, and that began that connection in that special way. And so the Monday after Thanksgiving, in a week, little over a week, we'll be getting together for the 31st time. So.
That night I learned to bear my soul. For the first time I gave up control. But in the dark I saw a glow. There was a way to be made whole. You leave no matter what I do. Thought for sure that we were through. Would I change? Could this be true? Will I show my love for you? There wouldn't be this day without that night. If not for the darkness, never would have seen the light. God knows it was the worst of times. I'm grateful, yes, that's right. There wouldn't be this day without that night. That you would not give up on me. You gave me faith, so I believed. And in the darkness I could see another's face, not mine, not me. That you did not just run away. You found reasons you could stay. All important, kept the faith. So that night became this day. There wouldn't be this day without that night. If not for the darkness, never would have seen the light. God knows it was the worst of times. I'm grateful, yes, that's right. There wouldn't be this day without that night. There wouldn't be this day without that night. If not for the darkness, never would have seen the light. God knows it was the worst of times. I'm grateful, yes, that's right. There wouldn't be this day without that night. There wouldn't be this day without that night.
Really? Pass the eye test. Well, and then 21 years ago, McCoy sat in this theater.
Right there.
Knowing that he was offered the job to replace John Payne in the Brothers Four. And so that began, and I knew it from that time that our future was as good as our past, and it's proven to be more than that. And Bob Flick sends his regrets and regards. He's busy in LA. But in 2008, the group truly became a family when Carl Olson stepped into Dick's place, and the place that Dick started. And he's here tonight, so here's to you, partner, and here's to all of us and all of the Septembers of our lives, and remembering this amazing journey that the Brothers Four have helped make possible.
September when life was smooth and oh so mellow. Try to remember the kind of September when grass was green and rain was yellow. Try to remember the kind of September when love was tender and callow, fellow. Try to remember, and if you remember, then follow. And try to remember the kind of September when no one wept except the window. Try to remember the kind of September that dreams were kept beside your pillow. Try to remember the kind of September when love was an ember about to glow. Try to remember, and if you remember, then follow. December, it's nice to remember, although you know the snow will follow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember the fire of September that made us mellow. Deep in December, our hearts should remember and follow. When one of the joys of life, or among the many, had a chance to, Mike Kirkland and I sang that, or along with McCoy and Carl and John, we sang it at my graduation from college in 2019, 50 years after I was supposed to graduate. So. And then also Dick Foley came over when John was when John entered hospice, and the three of us sat and sang that song and lots of others. So lots of wonderful memories, lots to be thankful for. And so we're at that point in this show where. So first of all, thank you. Lots of gratitude. We got a ways to go, so we're not that close to the end. But I am thankful for life, for love and for laughter.
Thankful for adventures leading us to this place.
I am thankful for prayers, though not all of them answered.
Thankful for the chances to dance at this age.
I am thankful to fall down, get up and keep trying.
Thankful to all of those I've met on the road.
I am thankful to still know that feeling of flying.
Thankful that somehow I have found my way home.
I am thankful, old friend, for all
for the journey and all that that means.
I am thankful we've gone to the end of those rainbows. Thankful for the memories and all of those dreams. I am thankful, old friend, for all you have shared with me.
Thankful for the journey and all that that means.
I am thankful we've gone to the end of those rainbows. Thankful for the memories and all of those dreams. There we go. So, when I wrote the songs for the Between Old Friends album, Pat and I, from a long time, we kind of talk about what I believe, then kind of fill in the blank. And so I had a sign or a piece of paper up in the office, I believe. And so by the time that we came to record the songs, there actually was a song with that title. So it goes like this. I believe life is a journey that in time will take us home.
There are lessons for all the learning as we travel down this road.
I believe we all are searching,
Trying to find some missing piece.
we may find it in each other, I believe. I believe love is enough to find and face and free our fears.
See the light that shines within us through the laughter and our tears.
I believe life's full of small steps,
And some very scary leaps.
we are born to celebrate life, I believe. I believe in joy and wonder. I believe in hope and trust. I believe that something special lives in every one of us. I believe faith's often tested, and it's how we face our doubts that will explain, give meaning, define our lives somehow. And I believe faith is exploring what is darkest for ourselves.
That hope is somehow sharing what we find with someone else.
I believe that you have been a true and trusted friend to me. We are better for the journey, I believe. I believe in joy and wonder. I
that something special lives in every one of us. I believe faith's often tested, and it's how we face our doubts that will explain, give meaning, define our lives somehow.
I believe faith is exploring what is darkest for ourselves.
That hope is somehow sharing what we find with someone else.
I believe that you have been a true and trusted friend to me. We are better for the journey, I believe. So how to make this story short, but
No,
there's that one, there's that almost made, when you almost made it moment. So in 1983, when we first sang this song, McCoy needed a song to introduce him, to bring him on stage, and I wrote this song. And I had a publisher named Charlie Braggs, and Charlie was Johnny Cash's producer. And he called in September and he told me that Johnny Cash wanted to record this song and use it to introduce June Carter Cash whenever he went on stage. I said, good, great. Then, in December, Johnny Cash checked into Betty Ford, was dropped from his record label and stopped touring. Forgot about the song. And then he went back on the road, and my mother was having none of it. She said, Johnny Cash needs to record this song. And when he comes to Spokane this weekend, he's going to get this song and 20 more. I said, Mom, how about 2 more? And so she said, you want to hear the letter I wrote to him? I said, no, that's between you and Johnny. And so come Monday morning, I call her, how'd it go? Well, Mike Koblik, who was in the Chad Mitchell Trio, was managing the Opera House. And with a friend of mine, anyway, my mom, Mike told my mom to go into his office and put it on his desk, which she did, along with, on top of the 30 other tapes that he was getting that day. I said, well, Mom, good, that's great. This is fine, here we go. I have nothing. And that seemed like it. And then about a month later, anyways, I can't remember exactly the timing, but they're just getting ready to put out the Highwaymen album, and I call Charlie. And Charlie says, oh, God, I wish you hadn't called today. Johnny Cash gave me a call, and I went over to House of Gold, and I brought some of your other songs besides this song, which he wants to go and record with Willie today. And I brought the other songs, and I said, this guy's a really good songwriter. And Johnny Cash says, I know, because when I was in Spokane, his mother gave me a tape. So I called my mom and I said, Johnny Cash is talking about you behind your back. But, and so the story goes that Willie and there were 11 songs on the first Highwaymen album. I don't know whether this was 12th or 112th, but it didn't make it. But but it almost made it. And McCoy and I, we're singing it to this day. Dear partner, oh soulmate, we've come a long way, down fast lanes and dirt roads, across an ocean or two, shared adventure and danger. with friends and strangers, just doing the best we thought we could do.
There are more lines on my face than I've left for the ladies, more no's than ever, yeses and maybes, and more times I wonder, where do I belong? My boots are worn out, for I could die with them on. Thought we'd go out in a great ball of fire, get shot or arrested, fooling with desire. Thought we'd be gone, for the piper came round, before life filled us up, started slowing us down. Old soulmate, dear partner, how do we get this far?
Who knows?
And old cars and beer bars with no one to blame. The dream was to stay young till we killed over. We've been young together, we've grown old just the same.
Tell me about it. And it seems to take more work the harder we play. And tomorrow gets closer than an old yesterday. For the people we loved and the places we've been, I wish we'd known better.
But I'm so glad we didn't. Thought we'd go out in a great ball of fire, get shot or arrested, fooling with desire. Thought we'd be gone, when the piper came round,
Before life filled us up, started slowing us down. Dear partner,
old soulmate, we've come a long way down fast lanes and dirt roads, crossed an ocean or two,
shared adventure, danger,
with friend and stranger, doing the best of what we thought we could do.
Lots of years ago, when David, we were finishing up some songs, and David Zimmerman, again, Bob Dylan's brother, said, well, you need to write a song about what you believe, or what not. What did he put it? He said, write a song about your philosophy. And so this is it. And hadn't changed much. Taking chances and making changes. Another small step down the line. Along the road we're traveling, I'm not sure of what we'll find. Might hit a streak of losers, or by some chance just might win. All I know for certain is this time won't come again. And success might turn imposter, and failure satisfy. Something that's discovered somewhere deep inside. So when it's over, may I look back and see the ends were justified, and understand the meaning of what it was to try. There's not too much between the winners and the losers. It's a fine line between the beggars and the choosers. Not far from being born to die. It's a long way from anywhere once you give up trying. And all of those nightclub hours and all of those words that rhyme may not have brought me any closer to a goal that I have trouble to define. But there's a satisfaction this success might never know, staying a part of me, no matter how it goes. And Lord knows I may not make it, or even if I can, but I'm thankful for the people who have helped me understand. It's a long way from knowing yourself to somebody knowing your name. And success is all around us. We call it the loving of the game. There's not too much between the winners and the losers. It's a fine line between the beggars and the choosers. Not far from being born to dying. It's a long way from anywhere once you give up trying. Sometimes I start to wonder, what is all this trying for? Sometimes I'm feeling I'm spending much of my time just rising from the floor. And as I look around, I see life, it isn't fair. It's so full of frustrations. Sometimes I don't even care. But then it dawns upon me, and I'm thankful for the chance of seeing what I can in life and joining in the dance. The dance might form a circle to enclose a magic ring, which just might give us the answer, explaining everything. There's not too much between the winners and the losers. It's a fine line between the beggars and the choosers. Not far from being born to dying. It's a long way from anywhere once you give up trying. I hope I never give up. I never give up trying. Thank you for coming, and I'd like to, and Kit, thank you for helping, and AJ, thank you. The sound was wonderful. So. And to all the crew here at the Kirkland Performance Center, it's been great. And to the band, everybody. So, I didn't bring the lyrics. And people are saying, how do you remember all those lyrics? So,
No, that's why this is here.
so this is our thank you for coming. And I want to say especially thanks to Pat. Love you and thank you. You mean everything. 60 years. A moment now to look at how life's gone since we first met.
To think of all that we've been through, pieces of paper that we met,
Lots of reasons to be grateful,
and some reasons for grace.
here at the end to say, old friend, we truly have been blessed. 60 years of making music, 60 years of ups and downs, 60 years filled with adventures, 60 years both lost and found, 60 years of all those stages on the road that brought us here. Old soulmate, partner, brother, friend, here's 60 years.
It took a while to walk the miles,
And how it all went by so fast.
lots of times thought this is it.
And now here we are, and last.
I wouldn't have missed it for the world.
Not all that I can say is we dared, we cared, the songs we shared have brought us to this day. 60 years of making music, 60 years of ups and downs, 60 years so with adventures, 60 years both lost and found, 60 years so many stages that have brought us here. Oh, soulmate, partner, brother, friend, here's to 60 years, 60 years of making music, 60 years of ups and downs, 60 years filled with adventures, 60 years all lost and found, 60 years so many changes on the road that brought us here. Oh, soulmate, partner, brother, friend, here's to 60 years. Thank you. So this is your part. Let love go forward from this time and place. Let love go forward. Let love go forward from this time and place. Shine its healing light.
He wrote it.
In a gentle embrace. Let love go forward from this place and time. Let love shine. That's your part. Let's try it out. Let love go forward from this time and place. We can have a little house lights. Shine its healing light in a gentle embrace. Let love go forward from this place and time. Let love shine. And we'll be out. We're going to come out to the lobby after this song and just say hi to as many of you as we can. So, love is a candle that lights up the night.
Love is a star that we follow to daylight.
Love is a lighthouse that leads us safely home. The surest light we'll ever know. Let love go forward from this time and place.
Shine its healing.
Shine its healing light in a gentle embrace. Let love go forward from this place and time. Let love shine. And love will unite us, though we are apart.
Love is the answer we all know by heart.
Hopeful and faithful, whatever we may do. Love now waits for us to
shoes. Let love go forward from this time and place. Shine its healing light in a gentle embrace. Let love go forward from this place and time. Let love shine. Let the light of love always shine from you, illuminating what is fine and true. May shine with your own special light. Together let us light up the night. Let love go forward from this time and place. Shine its healing light in a gentle embrace. Let love go forward from this place and time. Let love shine. Let love go forward from this time and place. Shine its healing light in a gentle embrace. Let love go forward from this place and time. Let love shine.
Thank you so much.
See you out there.